Hey everyone, just waiting for the room to load or not load. Hey Pipsqueak, Mary B, Bev. Hey Jojo. So, hey Teresa. I Cody wants to call me right now. Well, let me just pick up this call real quick while the room is loading. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got struck again by Lita. She keeps using whenever I show her Amazon page and like the copyright patents that she doesn't own. But I just won't do that anymore. And now that she's pinpointing where she strikes me, because now I have to save every video I do and then re-upload it after she strikes it, which is annoying, but I'll be fine. Say hi, Ellie. Sugar by Julie, Gold Girl, Steve, Nancy. If I missed anybody, so that appeal went through, and I'm sure she will take me for a third copyright case. I think that I was told that each time you go to copyright court, it's like 40 or 50 bucks. So for somebody that is broke and bankrupt and facing all this, every time I use Amazon, which is, I mean, using Amazon graphics is just next level. But people are like, go get a restraining order against her. No, because then she'll have my address, because that would be stupid. And she is going to keep on doing it. Hey, Tony Ann. And as you can see, I posted the appeal went through, and then she's going to do it. But she's this hard up. She needs public defenders. She's claiming bankruptcy, but she's putting out like 50 bucks a pop for these bogus copyright strikes. And then they'll be on the record, and then I would have to imagine when any judge, when they're hearing one of Lita's multiple felonies across the lands, pulls up her record, they're going to see that she's involved in 3 copyright court cases against me, when it's the definition of fair use. I mean, I'm looking at an Amazon page on my YouTube, but whatever. You do you, Lita. So someone sent me this, I think. Hey, Ruth Ann. And I thought it was interesting. And I don't know if I saw it. I probably saw this years ago and just forgot about it, because this is old. But look at this. Is this it? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me fix something real quick. Okay, that works. This is interesting. Now this here, I guess her ex ran to Reddit years ago, because this looks like Reddit to me, and talked about her. And normally, like, I don't trust anything that anybody has to say on Reddit, but Lita, with her dumb ass, confirmed that this really was her ex talking about her, because these are the Reddit posts, and I'll read it out loud. These are the posts here. And then there's Lita confirming that this guy is definitely her ex and validates everything he's saying. And I didn't even read this all yet because I wanted us to read it together because I want my responses to be genuine. So we're going to read this together. And let's find this guy. And yes, to answer your question. Hey, Joe. Hey, Snuggle. Okay. So the caption reads, Lita's ex David. So this is this guy called Yanubs here. His name is David. That's Lita's ex. Claims her and Eric are frauds. And this was 385 weeks ago. So I want to say this was from like what, 2019? How many weeks is that? What's 385 divided by 52? Whatever that is. But this is from a long time ago. But it's interesting because before they were even known as fraudsters, her ex David, which she confirmed that this is, called her out on it. And I wasn't going to go live today because I just, talking about this is tiring. And covering it is like tiring. Like, it's morbid enough as it is, like being neck deep into like, her unaliving her kid and just her being a terrible person and her husband. It just drains like the life out of you. So I'm not really trying, and then like, to post about it and to really like just focus on it, it's draining. So I'm not really trying to go live every day about her because I'd rather not. So yeah, this is a bit old, but it and I didn't read this yet, but it kind of goes with what's been going on here. So let's read this. Because ex David claims her and Eric are frauds. According to him, Eric has money and Lita's parents don't spoil her. Says the cost of living in Indonesia is dirt cheap. Lita's expensive items like her cars are courtesy of her ex-husband. He says Eric isn't broke. It's an illusion. He owns multiple apartments, and he knows this because he was boning her while she was dating Eric. Oh, Lita. He also revealed the real reason she wanted to come to America. Apparently, she wasn't allowed to return to Japan. Claimed she killed a poor Indonesian couple while street racing, and her father had to pay off people. And her brother beat her with the bat in Indonesia. He said he cut things off with her because he wanted him to leave his wife and tried to fake a pregnancy. He works in the military and is friends with Lita's ex-husband. Let's find this guy right now. Hey, Shayna. Hey, Sass. So let's. This is her ex. This is someone she dated while she was also, according to him, boning Eric. Who says boning? Like who says that? Like who says boning? I've never used like boning in my life. I fucked that guy. Like bone. Who says boning? Does anyone ever put a one in the chat if you use boning for like boning? It's like I want to screw. Who says screw? Boning. Anywho, sorry. See, I have to like laugh at stupid things like this because it's so goddamn morbid. But who says boning? Come on. Someone that Lita dates apparently, and boning. Let's see what he has to say here. So this is the guy. What's his name here? David. This is David, Lita's ex, who boned Lita. At the same time she was boning Eric. You boned. Boom, you boned. Boom, you roasted. And boned. Sorry. So he's saying my time in Indonesia was dirt cheap, and I was in Bali. Paid cash for everything for a week. Went back to Japan with tons of stuff. Barely spent anything. Think couple of scooters for the family for a week was $10 to $15. Cook each night. That come with a $20 dinner. Personal driver. Each way was $30 a tip. I don't know. I'm missing the context here. Just don't see why people think they are rich themselves when parents have the money. What's he saying here? That it's just cheap to live in Indonesia, and that Leah is not what she says she is? And that is he intimating that because it's so cheap that it's not a big deal that her dad's a doctor? But I would think that because it's so cheap and her dad being a doctor, they would have even more wealth. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. You get what you pay for. I just picked up what you put down. Thank you, Sassy. Let's see. No, this is not the suitor that bore her son that she dropped off like bad habit in the middle of the night. Let's see. Plus, I'm pretty sure her ex-husband Daniel got the car. I remember Daniel telling me the HKS turbo upgrades he had done to it. Someone is asking her, was she an English teacher? And this person, David Yanubs, says she did some of that and mostly art. I remember her saying working in Toronto. This is redacted. I guess that's a name. In Japan, her ex-husband put in money to her own of a school. Okay. So what he's saying is that Lita was working in Japan, I guess, as an English teacher that really didn't teach English and it was mostly art. And that her ex-husband, the father of Aless, put money into it. So the ex-husband had to buy a wing of the school so Lita could teach in it. Is that basically what I'm reading here? Right? Is that what's being said here? Because that's how I can't highlight. You see my mouse? In Japan, her ex-husband put in money to own part of a school and gave her a job teaching. So the only way that Lita was going to teach anything in Japan is if her ex-husband bought part of the library or a wing. And that's the only way that Lita was able to teach. Oh, God, could you imagine her as a teacher? I think the original that she had, and then Eric. I think the two, but who knows? Right? But there's an English. Oh my God! Wait a minute. She's saying that there's an English barrier, but she was an English teacher in fucking Japan. And then she's going on court records now saying, "Oh, I don't understand me getting arrested. Language barrier, no English speak, no." Holy shit. How can you say that right now in 2026 that to writing to judges saying, "I don't understand English language," when you were an English teacher in Japan? You can't write this shit, man. Like, let me tell you something. If I ever won like Mega Millions or whatever, I would buy my own movie studio and like make this just a movie, and then we could all play each other and all win Oscars, except you, Lita. No one. I don't know who I'm going to cast for you, but I don't have connections to the underworld yet. So when the demon gets back to me, I'll let you know. Wow. She was an English teacher in Japan, yet she's claiming right now in 2026 that there's an English barrier. And this is why this. Ugh. Wow. Yeah, there's also that. She's writing crappy, well, ChatGPT is writing crappy books, and ChatGPT is writing crappy songs that I'm getting copyright struck on. But again, there's an English barrier. And like, do you guys like see why I get frustrated? Because this is what she's saying right now. No, I'm sorry, reader. John Yates is playing John Yates, and it'll be my first role, and I will win the Oscar and the Emmy and the Grammy and the Tony for it, and a Pulitzer and the Presidential Medal of Freedom and all of it. But she's saying right now in 2026 there's a language barrier. Meanwhile, in 2026, she's writing books. She's written what, 15 books in 2 weeks? She's wrote more songs than Mariah Carey's 4 decades of singing. But there's and then she taught English to Japanese students. And now she's saying there's a language barrier. No, I get that, Deborah. My point is that, like, you can't say that there's an English barrier. Like, you can't even get a job as English as a second language teacher without having a decent concept of the English language, which she's alleging in current court documents. Ay, 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 bang, bang. Ay, 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 ay. All right. And then the only reason why she got a job teaching was because her ex-boyfriend had to buy a wing in whatever school it was. And then he's saying here, yeah, she would sometimes leave her son alone when he was even younger to meet me places. Wow. And let's go. Alette was about what, 3 or 4? How old is the son now? Because Lita's been here for almost 10 years. And I know he's not 18. So how old? And then she also got CPS called on her because she left her son alone outside in the cold. That's when Lita's neighbor just recently had to call CPS on them because Alessa was outside cold and trapped with nobody home watching him. Wow, talk about foreshadowing, huh? How about that? Someone should send us a CPS right now because she just got called for CPS. Wasn't going to go live today, but I'm so happy I just did. Exactly. And then she repeated the same. Oh, man. And again, I won't even say this is alleged because look, boom, boom, boom. Lita right here confirms it. Okay, David, you nubs, you said you were a piece of shit. So Lita confirms that this is him and is mad at him for saying all this stuff. Oh, Lita. So this is fact. It's not even alleged. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve's World, because Tasha is part of the cover-up. Because Eric is using that same daughter as his address on record for his court cases that are coming up now. So that's out. Unless Tasha doesn't know about it. But I would think that Eric would have to cue her in because I'm sure that he's getting important court documents mailed to her house. And if Tasha all of a sudden started getting mail or served at her house without Eric telling her, then that'd be a different thing. But I have a feeling that she knows because he had to have told her. Either way. Right here, you nubs. Yeah, she would sometimes leave her son alone when he was even younger to meet me places. Let's see, you nubs. They've been married since last December. Actually, she wanted to be with him because he said he is rich. I know this firsthand. A real page turner. Holy shit. This is better than a Danielle Steele novel. Where does this go next? So she was in a small, shitty apartment in Japan where I used to go bone. Oh, there he goes with the boning again. This will be like I want to put this on a T-shirt. My favorite quote from somebody about somebody. She was in a small, shitty apartment in Japan where I used to go bone her. Somebody put that in a shirt for me with quotation marks. So Eric told Lita, you know what? Maybe Eric has got. Maybe Eric's not as. I mean, he's. Here's a $64,000 question. Could Eric be like just a big a scammer as Lita this whole time? He certainly always takes her back. Huh. Hmm. She was looking for any American man possible. I was one of the many while living in Japan. Oh, so this guy's American. She didn't say she was rich. Oh wait, that's somebody saying she didn't say she was going to miss the way her family spoils her. And then he writes, if they spoil her, then why did they let her brother beat her with a bat? Why did she live in a tiny shithole apartment in Japan or need roommates to make ends meet on the bills? I agree with you there on the last part. I just get annoyed when I knew the person and everything going on would happen. Then the TV show comes along with the total bullshit. She was talking to him while we were seeing each other. I was a piece of shit in seeing her. Oh, wait a minute. Rewind. Well, she was talking to Eric while we were seeing each other. I was a piece of shit in seeing her while married. And she did the same thing with Irish Paul. When it came to, I didn't choose her. When the wife found out, and even after her fake pregnancy shit, she full on went on him, which is obvious since I was still boning. Oh my God, with the boning. Which is obvious since I was still boning, even with her 10K ring on from him. So David here likes to bone, and he was boning Lita while Eric's $10,000 ring is on. Rita, can you look? I don't go on Reddit anymore. I'm sorry. Covering this is gloomy enough. I need to go on Reddit. Right? Like, hey guys, when Cody comes home, I'm gonna bone him. Like, who says that? Oh my God. If one of my friends said, oh, my husband's home, we're gonna go bone, I'm like, Who is? I don't know. This guy likes the boning. Whatever. I'm sure the apartment is just for the show. She told me before he owned a couple. So, I mean, it would make sense where they get all this money. Has Eric been playing hide the salami with money this whole time? What's that movie with Michael Caine and they're hustlers? What is that movie? Michael Caine's in it, and they're like, in like Paris or like England. It's like an 80s or 90s movie, and like they're hustlers. What movie is that? This is what this reminds me of. You know what I'm talking about? They run scams on people, like well, I'm see like the fact that Lita dirty runs down. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, doesn't that remind you of that if you've seen that movie? Because how did Eric? Could Eric? I always gave Lita all the credit as like the lead scammer, but like, what if like Eric has been like the silent partner scammer this whole time? I mean, Eric was the first one to give up Lita to me in Geneva. These are both terrible people. So wait, go back. She's already lived in Japan. Don't think she's allowed to return. Also, she left because she wrecked her GTR in 2014 and killed a couple of less fortunate Indonesian people and her unborn child. Ay, ay, ay. See, and the fact, look at this paragraph right here. Also, she left because she wrecked her GTR in 2014-ish and killed a couple of less fortunate Indonesian people and her unborn child. Would be great if you could find some newspaper or court records of that. Remember her saying her dad paid people off? Wouldn't that be the first thing you would refute if you're a Lita in this story? Because it'd be mine. Because I remember the first time I got involved in a scandal online, which I didn't even know I walked into. When me and Ricky had met for the first time back in like 2018 and 2019, we had Katie Not Holmes in common. And we had spoken on a live about Katie. And then Katie managed to twist what me and Ricky were saying into like us making fun of her having cancer, which we didn't even know, or we were talking about, but she spun it in a way to make it seem like what we were talking about was like, making fun of her when it had nothing to do with that. And this right here, and the first thing I did when I caught wind of it was go on the attack. And those of you that have been following me for like since Katie Not Holmes, which is pretty much at the beginning, will remember that. Because the first thing I did was say I would never do that because I lost my whole family to cancer. And that's why I'm still here and Katie's not. Or she might be. I don't know. I haven't thought about her in a long time. But when Katie claimed me and Ricky were making fun of her for cancer, I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever do that. And why would that not be the first thing out of her mouth? Because I've been in that spot. So I know how, I mean, I've been accused of a lot of things over my years, and I always come on the attack when I have the proof that but no. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll play hide the salami. Okay. I wonder. So someone writes back. I wonder if she killed them like she was drunk or speeding, or was it just a regular accident since she was pregnant? And then Yanubs, David there, says she was street racing. I tried looking for a news article or something to learn more about this, but I can't find anything. If her father paid people off not to let this get out, then he did a damn good job. Do you know where, when this work happened? He goes, I remember Jakarta. She showed me the pictures of the aftermath to her GTR. So she wasn't worried about what happened to the baby she killed, the two other innocent people, just her car, much like she's only worried about like her possessions now. And he says, must have been sympathy or something. Her story to me was she was street racing while pregnant and wrecked, lost unborn child as well. Based on stories of her telling me about her brother beating her and the divorce, guess she ran away, and she would say she wanted to get away from the paparazzi. And again, Lita confirmed it that this is him. So she's saying, okay, David, aka Nubs, again, language barrier, guys, said, you were such a piece of shit back then. What do you think that you're not this time? You talk shit about me on the forum. What makes you think you are not a piece of shit now? Because I think you are, and still a piece of shit. Move the fuck on and grow up. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Mr. Gregory. So I guess his name is David Gregory? Someone who doesn't value life. Oh, there he is. Ooh, here comes my strike. She's gonna be big mad about this. So there's Mr. David Gregory. There you go. And this is the guy that likes to bone Lita while she was with Eric. He shouldn't be that hard to track down. Wait, is that him? Wait, I'm getting intel of her with other men now. Wait, the switchboards are lighting up. So that's him. That's the guy that boned Lita. So who the hell is this guy then? So Lita was really, oh my, Lita girl. Wait a minute, here's Lita with another suitor. Let me put this up on the overlay. Lita, thank you. I really am happy I went live today on you, and thank you for striking me. Because look at this, Lita really got around, honey. Wait 1 second. I mean, like this guy here, he's the boner. He's the best looking because wait till you see this troglodyte that I'm about to put up. Hold on. Oops. Hold on now. What is this? Where'd I put it? Oh wait, not on the logo. Well, that's why it didn't show up. Hold on. Who this? What's going on here? So this is another suitor that you met on Japan Cupid? So you were trying to hitch your star to any American man's wagon, huh, Lita? We got the boner. We got the look at all the men of Lita's past here. I am glad I found my loved one. I like him. I do love him. So wish me luck. And look at that little grin on her face right there. She's like, look, another sucker. And then we have this. What's that? Oh! And what's this now? Let me make this bigger so I can read it. This is who is this now? The girlfriend. She asked my husband. This is the girlfriend of David. So these are the days of our lives. So you just heard, I told you I'm pretty thorough when I want to be. Pretty thorough when I want to be. So this is David, well, at that point, David's girlfriend at that time, talking about Lita. So, and since Lita already confirmed that Yanubs was David and her ex, then this is also, by the rule of modus tollens, also correct. So she's saying, I don't know why that bitch would do that when she doesn't take care of her own son. Makes zero sense, especially since she asked my husband, who her ex fuckboy, to adopt her son. Apparently, she asked my husband for not only him to adopt a Les, but us both, meaning I would be a mother to a Les now. So her mommy and daddy can't take him. Also, she would play Depends in Wisconsin and Droopy kid free. So Lita was trying to pawn off a Les on David, who we were just talking about, and this woman here now speaking. While she was with Eric, first on the show in Wisconsin. Yeah. Then they're saying that she wasn't allowed to drive in Japan, but she sure loved going joyriding with my husband in a Skyline, probably other men too. She killed her unborn child in her belly while she was street racing pregnant. She crashed into another couple. 3 people died in Indonesia. No arrest records, no trial. Her daddy paid these poor people off. Uh-huh. And to even validate that this is right, her son can't even speak. Right here, top right corner, first line. Her son can't even speak. If this woman was spitting lies, this post from Savage was back in 2018. There's no way that this woman could be lying about all this stuff if she's saying that the son can't speak, which nobody knew about, people still don't know about, and they certainly didn't know it then. So, Lita, aren't you so happy that you keep striking me? Because I told you, the harder you go on me, the harder I go on you. Because nobody on earth can tell me that this woman is not speaking the truth when she's saying this back in 2018. Her son can't even speak. Mm-hmm. She would hire Filipino ladies in Japan to watch him so she can go out. All she does is take selfies, which is funny that she would hire Filipinos because she hates them. Apparently, her babysitter would leave the kid alone since the bitch would take too long to come home. And as we know from current CPS reports, that was still happening to Aless, who was just called by CPS by Lita's neighbor last year for leaving the son alone outside in the cold with no jacket on.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
I honestly believe she doesn't even want less. She just used him as a tool. Her family needs to help him. She is hopeless. Wow, foreshadowing. So the same molest that she dropped off in the middle of the night to her parents when the shit hit the fan when she killed her baby? The same molest that you've barely ever seen in the 10 years of Lita trying to be like a force on social media? He's just a pawn in Lita's game. Also, when she was in Japan, her ex was giving her $400 a month in child support, so that child support thing is a lie. It's crazy. And this post was back in 2018, 2019. And there's no way that you could refute what she's saying because A, Lita backed it up. And she still walks free. So how's that? But look at this. Oh, wait, I get the look at like the hashtags that she uses. Instapic, Instacute, Instaphoto, Insta selfie, cute, so cute, selfie. Like these are like the hashtags of like a 14-year-old girl. This is like the equivalent of like writing your boyfriend's name like on your notebook in like 8th grade with like hearts over the eyes. Mentality. And look how desperate for attention she was even then. She sure fucking does. And then it goes back to saying about like, her thing with taking selfies and but this one's my favorite. By far. Because everything this lady is saying is true. And I base that on the fact that Lita verified that this guy existed and that was him on Reddit, followed by her being with this guy now. And the thing about the son can't being able to speak, there's no way a liar would have thrown that in there. That's just something you wouldn't have said. So, I mean, I could pull up Reddit posts right now about her, accident, like, see something. Thank you, Mari. And that was the night that it all happened. There's the car, there's the food she ate beforehand. And every time Indonesian food for dinner and street racing with my GTR and baby. And I get all links together. There's a GTR. And that's the night that she killed her unborn child and was it 2 or 3 other people in the car accident that her father covered up. So, yeah. I mean, you tell me how these are all intertwined. And these, this is from Lita's own page. Can't dispute it. And there's a GTR and the Indonesian food and the drag racing that was only said later by David's new wife that backed up the story. Hold on, Cody's calling me. Talk amongst yourselves. Peanut. Sorry. But it's all backed up. I can't, there's no workaround for me by her saying that the son can't even speak. I don't even think at that point, like, Lita knew that her son was autistic. And that's it for me. If I was a judge, that's all I would have needed to see to link it all together. And then, and don't forget, like, Lita was like Miss Indonesia, like, she was like a whatever beauty pageant she won. So she also has that sense of entitlement to her as well, because she's a beauty queen. Miss, I can kill a baby's whole lot of fastality. Hi, chicken. So yeah, that's 2 babies that Lita's killed. And 3 other, let me see, what according to this, what was it? Let me see it one more time. Let me put this picture up. Get my readers. And then she asked David, I guess this guy, and her to adopt Aless. She killed her unborn child in her belly while she was street racing pregnant. She crashed into another couple. 3 people died in Indonesia. Yeah. Good times. And then, bringing it home, to this. Talking about how he had to like put money up in a school so she could teach there. She was looking for any American man possible. I was one of the many while living in Japan, and that rings true because, hello. And I think I have a text of her massage parlor line where she was doing massages to people on the back page. So she was looking. I mean, and like everything rings true. And when this stuff is said years back, I mean, it even makes it truer. I mean, like I don't know what to say. That could be very true. Look what you did to poor Alyssa. And like, God forbid, like like I like maybe poor, I don't know what happened to Alyssa, but seeing Lita's track record with Alyssa and the puppy, and leaving her own son out to rot in the elements and leaving him alone at young ages and old ages. I mean, clearly we're not dealing with someone who should be around any type of living being or plant. Oh yeah, I got that too. Hold on. But and here he is admitting to it. The crash with the GTR, which she posted the picture of, killed a couple of less fortunate Indonesian people and her unborn child. 3 people. So, I mean, it all ties together. So, hold on. Sorry, it's not recording. Okay. And I'm looking for like one thing. Uh, it's okay. I know I'm gonna find it the second I get off, but it's okay. Wait, what's this? Oh, there it is. Here it is. Found it. Hmm. Okay, after Daniel, but before her current husband, Eric, she had at least four other relationships with men associated with U.S. military in Japan. More details for only two of those relationships are known. One of those relationships with a man she met on Japan Cupid. That's this guy. That's this guy. Him. The other was a married man stationed in the U.S. military base in Japan that Lita met during a pub crawl, but who would eventually become a fellow motor racing enthusiast and acquaintance of Daniel. He started talking to her about finding out she had a new GTR since he had one. He had an older model of the car. She attempted unsuccessfully to get the married man to leave his wife for her and even presented in a pregnancy ultrasound. Upon secondary medical review, the ultrasound was revealed to show no signs of pregnancy. Oh man. So is Daniel the second guy? Wait, no, because the other man was a married man. Acquaintance of Daniel, or was that Daniel himself? And this being Daniel. Or who's bachelor number three? You know it. Oh, you know what? I feel good. That's all that matters. sure this live won't be up for much longer until she strikes this one too. But that's okay. I'm gonna post all this stuff on Instagram and Twitter and all that crap. So how about that, huh? Hmm. Naughty, naughty. And with that, I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. I'll see you shortly. Have a good night.